Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday, middle of the week. It's so good to see you today. I was thinking this morning, right now, I have a lot of friends that are in need. A lot of people I know are in need. Matter of fact, there's three local families today that are grieving because of loss of loved ones. And there's other people too with all kind of situations and problems and issues, and people that I know, people that you know. And there's a lot of needs out there. People are sick, got financial problems and health problems and marriage problems, and again, there's that grief and sorrow that at one time or another we all have to go through. And it's so tough to lose a loved one, to lose someone close to you. So what do we do? There's a time for all things. Sometimes the answer is to give financially. Sometimes it's to take him a meal. Sometimes it's just to be there. Sometimes the answer is to listen to someone who is in need. There's just a number of things you can do to help someone that's in need. And sometimes it calls for a variety of things. But one of the greatest things you can do, if someone is in need, is to pray for them. Pray for them, pray for their situation. Ask God to minister to them and give them strength and to comfort them and to heal them. Jesus can do it. First off, he is, as you know, the God of what we might consider impossibilities, but Jesus can do it. Nothing's too hard for God. And so the best thing you can do often, once you've done all you can do physically, is to pray for that individual. I get a lot of prayer requests. I'm sure you do as well. People said, hey, would you pray for me? Would you pray for my son? Would you pray for my uncle? And so we often those prayer requests come through a text message or somebody calling you up going, hey, my son's really struggling right now. Would you please pray for him and his wife and his children, or whatever the case may be? And we say, yes, we will. And then sometimes we forget. And so what I've made a practice of doing is, if someone sends me a message or calls me on the phone or even sees me in person and says, hey, would you please pray for, so-and-so, or pray for me, I immediately, if at all possible, stop right there where I am and pray for that individual or pray for that situation. Number one, that way I don't forget. Again, because we're so bombarded with all kind of things, and there's a whole lot of voices out there. There's a whole lot of distractions. So sometimes, in order not to forget, the best thing you can do is stop and pray right there and then. And again, praying for someone is the best thing you can do. Job and all of his problems, all of his trials, all the things he went through, his situation turned around once he stopped and prayed for his friends. So, you know what? There's so many benefits to praying for someone. And if ever you've been prayed for, if ever someone has prayed for you, and you wake up one day or you're in the middle of the day, or whenever it is, you feel kind of a lift in your spirit, you know for a fact that's a good sign that somebody has been praying for you, and somebody bombarded heaven for you, and somebody touched God for you. And there's no feeling like knowing that somebody has prayed for you. The greatest compliment you can give someone is to pray for them. The greatest thing you can do, of all the things you can do for someone, is to pray for them. You know what? Every day, if you don't know who to pray for, hey, you can always pray for me. You can always pray for your spouse. You can always pray for your mom and dad, or your neighbor, or whoever. There's always somebody to pray for. Matter of fact, you can even pray for the president. The Bible tells us to pray for those in charge, or those leaders. And so pray for the governor, pray for the president. Pray. You can pray. And make you a list of people to pray for. And then I promise you, once you begin that process, that list will grow, because other people will find out and discover that you are a praying person. And praying for someone is one of the kindest things you can do. God bless you. Pray for somebody today. And I know you probably already do. But again, sometimes we think, well, that's the least we can do and no big deal. Listen, it is the least we can do. At least we can pray. Sometimes we're limited as to what we can do physically or even emotionally. But one thing we can do is we can pray. And prayer still changes things. God bless you so much. Appreciate you watching. And have a great Wednesday.